Oh, good Lord. I'm back, baby. Yeah. Yeah. How's everyone doing? I just needed a little snack. Good to see everybody. How's everyone been? I'm doing great. I'm wearing my pajamas. I'm wearing my Epstein Island t-shirt. You got... What do you got here? You got Epstein himself. You got Bill Clinton. You've got Richard Hawkins. You've got Trump. You've got Michael Jackson. You got money. You've got planes. It's awesome. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's not funny. Oh, thank you, Martin McGrath. That's really nice of you. Thank you for the support. Thank you so much, Martin. You know, interestingly enough, it doesn't appear... Spit on the table. It doesn't appear that I was... fortunately, I have not been implicated in those files. However, I will say that there was in fact rumblings of Bob Neal, otherwise known as Retro RGB, being in those files. Yeah, I'm well. I'm doing good, boys and girls. I'm doing good. Doing good here. Kevin Spacey photobombing on the island. Yeah, you know, Kevin Spacey. Me and Import Gaming for the win. We have a very storied and long relationship with Kevin. Hey, Reality. Hello from France. Oh, have a great life. Thank you. Thank you. Au revoir. Or bonjour. Okay, so I'm going to sit back for a minute. How has everybody been? I'm so curious to hear how everyone's been doing. Let me move this over here, actually, in real time. There we go. I would like to know how everyone's been. You know, there is that rumor, Dusty, that in fact Bob was tending the stables at Epstein Island. I don't want to propagate such rumor, but at this point I think we know exactly what was happening. You know what I mean? He definitely was. Good. Pretty chill weekend. Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. Oh, God, I'm kind of hot in here, to be honest. Well, you know, I just thought that why not? You know, I'm still working on quite a backlog here. And I thought, why not do... God, this song kicks ass. Why not do an Edge-Enhancer in real time? I'm doing so many of them anyways. So, you know, let's get into it. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's go over some things. And let's talk about why... No. Let's not talk about that. Let us discuss the Super Nintendo. I'm going to take a nap for a minute, though. I'm just going to lay back here for a second. Oh, it feels so much better. Oh, man. Epstein Island. Everyone, this shirt, I know it's probably politically incorrect, but, you know, here we have it. Hey, Ace, console repairs, good to see you. Good to see you, my friends from down under. Oh, boy. I'm just kind of wiped. I'm just wait for a few more people here to cycle in. Does anybody want to tell me a fun story or anything? Oh, I want to talk about something. I do want to talk about something here in just a moment that it's very important that we discuss this, okay? Let me see if I have it. I do have it right over here. It's up my butthole. Butthole pleasures. Perfect. I do want to talk about this. So, oh yeah. This is Dickless Mueller, Nick Mueller of HD Retrovision, also commissioner of the HOA. So listen, I want to show you something here. This is a case from RGR. I think it's Retro Game Restore. Okay, this is one of their cases. Beautiful, beautiful tooling. Quite good. But there's an issue that I ran into, which is much like an issue I ran into with other translucent plastics, and I dare not test it here. I was cleaning Dickless's cartridge connector, and it's in great shape, as you can tell. The plating is still quite intact, but I was using, quite literally, I was using it's just isopropyl alcohol. It's the same kind of alcohol that I used on my extreme rate switch shell that just got deatomized by the alcohol. I got a little bit of this here. This is an RGR case. This is a Retro Gaming Restore case. Absolutely. I got a little bit of this on the I was cleaning this out, and I got just a little bit on the interior. I think what happened was I was using my cleaning cartridge, and I got a little backsplash, and I noticed some very common similar got hair on this splintering. Now, this was perfectly fine until this came into contact. And I dare not test it here, but I have a few more of these RGR cases. And in the presence of isopropyl alcohol, this plastic can have a tendency to break down and crack in places where there are already fractures, such as screw bosses. So I am not going to play with this. Oh, no white V-neck tonight. Oh, you're too kind. But I just want to caution everyone to be careful. You know, it's just cleaning solution to clean cartridge connectors. You know, that's enough. That could be. I don't know. This is anecdotal. We should probably do a little control. I have a couple of more of the Retro Gaming Restore cases over here to the right of me. But that's important to know. I had this experience, again, I don't know if any of you remember the extreme rate switch shell that I had. And the breakdown that we experienced with the plastic. So I don't know if anyone else has. This is a problem with most translucent plastics. Unless you add a certain modifier, I'm not sure. I'm not a chemist, but I think we should look into this a little bit, because for not and we should be brand agnostic. You know, whatever third party replacement shell that anyone's using, I think it's important to know if introducing a little IPA or cleaning solution is going to, oh, thanks so much, is going to bust it up, right? So this is this is Nick Mueller's SNES. So I thought we would just open this right up and just pour it everywhere. I'm not going to do that to Nick. I'm not going to do that to Nick. Having said that, I'm just curious if anybody else out there who has been reshelling these SNESs, just regardless of brand, if anyone has encountered this or experienced this. I'm curious about that. Let me know in the comments or in the chat here. I don't think it's a matter of the pigment in the translucent plastic. It has to do with what Extreme Rate got back to me, and they actually refurbished. They actually sent me a replacement switch and apologized and explained everything to me. There was a certain there was some sort of compound they were putting in their translucent plastics that they stopped putting in there, and the problem went away. But the question of what that was, I don't remember specifically. I agree with that, Dr. I can't see your name, Dr. Pumpmaster Johnson, I think was your name. Yes, it's good to pre-drill those bosses out. It's how you avoid a lot of problems, but it's interesting. You know, it's interesting. I'm not sure. Here we have... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Here we have just a, red shelled SNES. Very beautiful. Oh, hey, Beast. Nice to see you. I didn't see your... Sorry, guys, if I don't see some of your comments. They just come by so fast. Well, it doesn't look that way, but if you look... if you look underneath... right in here, maybe this will work, I don't know, but this top flap, this is its own independent piece, and it is held in. You see a boss right there in the middle, about right here. There is a screw that drives up into this. Oh, Kwam Salajua. You understand. So there is a screw there. But I want to do more. I want to do I want to do a weird. I'm going to do sort of like a weird experiment on this soon. But I'm going to put this to the side. But I just wanted to ask people what they thought of that. So, in other words, too, I would caution you if you've got, I've got DIY flux cleaners. I've got, isopropyl alcohol in bottles. Naturally, that's what we use to cut through flux and to clean. Be very mindful of that stuff and be very careful. When you're dealing with any of these aftermarket cases, it's just not worth taking the risk, unfortunately, unless you do some of your own experimentation. But who knows? They may change the plastics. They may change anything. It's very strange. It's very strange indeed. Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's just my hair was kind of getting in my way. Guys, I did some changing to the audio. There should be some ducking now. So when I talk, the MP3 levels go down. I just want to know if the music and everything sounds decent enough to where you can hear me. Just let me know in real time. Thank you. Yeah. And I am going to do... Sounds good, thank you. We are going to do a... Okay, so there is a... Thank you. The audio is good. Great. We're going to be doing a video on a very... We're going to be doing a live stream on a very crappy SNES filter that kind of tried to take the Edge-Enhancer and take some of the wind out of its sail, but it was really not really... It wasn't engineered well at all. And it was based on some old forum threads. And I have a system here that was actually damaged by that thing. And if you talk to Mike Chi or if you talk to anybody, that thing is horribly designed, and I wouldn't put that 10 feet near Super Nintendo. On the input side or the output side, the whole pipeline of that thing is just rancid. But I thought it would be a good idea to go through that and to show people why you probably don't want to put that in your system. If anything else, just leave it stock. So I would like to go through that probably next week when I get a little more time, when I get through these. It's not a matter of trying to say, well, this my, you know, the thing that I designed for years is better than this thing. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with what's safe and what isn't safe, and why it's important that things are designed properly before you offer them for sale or before you offer them to the public, period. So, anywho, let's look at this red Super Nintendo. I want to look at some things because there are a couple of different things here we need to talk about in real time. Let's see if I can plug this in. How many of you have a Super Nintendo, and how many of you enjoy... Hey, Artemio! Buenos dias, senor. Buenos dias. Buenos dias. Dias, senor. That is Artemio. He is probably the most important person that we have in arcade preservation. He lives to the south of me, and he is a wonderful... I am
not fucking impressed.
Thank you, TWD Industries. Thanks so much. Thank you. I know who that is. I know who that is. Who is that? Who is that? I know who that is. One thing that's kind of bothering me right now is that the chat is disappearing a little too fast. I wonder if I can fix that. Let me try to fix it. I don't like that. Let me go to settings. Is there a way to fix that? I don't know. Maybe we'll work on that later. TWD Industries. Are you the guys that do the 3D printing stuff, or am I thinking of somebody else? I can't. I'm sorry. TWD Industries. I can't remember if that is a... Or did they make something? What the hell did you guys do? I know that name. I know it. TWC. Okay, but I could have sworn. No, I know you. I know you from somewhere else. Okay, anyhow, so guys, this system is bone stock. Let's turn it on. And let's look at some of the noisy noise of a stock 2-chip SNES. I think that's a good way to go. I just got a SNES not long ago. I have a Mr. and Super NT. Probably getting rid of the Super NT now that I have an OG. Need an Edge-Enhancer, though. Well, everybody needs to edge. You know, that's my personal opinion. Okay? It's Bob's secret account. One of many. Yeah. So, let's move over to mod testing. And first of all, we don't have any special profiles loaded. Everything is just bone stock here. And we are going to kick this on. If I know how to do that, my goodness. Okay, and I guess, does anybody have a recommendation on a game that would be... Now, why do I need to fix that? Why is that not populating? Should be coming up. Let me fix that, guys. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, that looks good. I don't like that. Let me fix this real quick. I am not a fan of the... Excuse me, of the chat disappearing while we're talking. Hold on, uno momento. Okay. We'll just keep it that way. Because I don't want to take any time up. So we're here. Okay. You know, the 2-chip has a lot of noise issues. I'm trying to think, what games would you like to see before and afters of? I'm curious about that. If there's a game that you would like to see where you've noticed a lot of prominent noise, I tell you what we'll do. We'll load up Mega Man X first. How does that sound? And thank you. We'll load this up and we'll take a good look. Yeah. So here's Mega Man X. Everybody's familiar with this game. Stock profile on a RetroTink 4K. Here we go. Now, I want to show you guys some things, okay? We'll do... Final Fantasy VI is a great... that's a fantastic. Let's come over here, and I'm going to just keep it right here. And what we're going to do... Oh, that's so nice, Jet Mike. Thank you. You've just installed your 350th X station. That's great, man. So happy I could help. Good job. Good job to you. You've done a good job. Okay, so let's grab this, and I want to take this, and we're going to zoom this baby way in. Because there's a lot of compression we have to fight, but if I zoom this in, we should be able to overcome. Now, can you guys see... You should be able to see some horizontal moving around. You should see some horizontal oscillations. And you should also see some jail bars. Do you guys see that here? Can you guys see that? I don't know if you can see that. Because of the compression. I'm maximizing this so you guys can see it in real time. I'm going to press this button, and the green might offer a little more contrast, so it's a little easier to see. Okay, so yeah, the jail bar should be pretty prominent, right? I mean, I could really push this in. Yeah, exactly. I can really... Where's my mouse? Come over here. We can really kind of grab this. See if I can just blast this into... Okay. Now, you guys should be able to see that, and you should be able to see the trailing pixels blurring off, right? I mean, is it more visible here? Okay. So what we'll do is I'm going to fit this to the screen. And we are going to go to, would you like to see Final Fantasy VI? I think I might even have a copy of that in real time. But we'll just load it off the flash card. So, Final Fantasy VI. Oh man, it's killing me there. Let's go to, yeah, here. Well, this should be the big Taylor. This is one of the games. There are hundreds and hundreds of games that do this. But Final Fantasy III, when the Final Fantasy logo shows up, it should be quite prominent. Okay? So this will take just a moment to load into memory. We're going to strap this on. This is an old EverDrive clone, and again, I use clones because I don't want to use a quality EverDrive in the plethora of systems that come and go from this shop. I guess I could buy, well, I do have an SD to SNES somewhere. I don't know where the hell that is. But we're going to load this in, okay? And now I'm going to take, maybe what we'll do is we'll take some screenshots. I'll take one probably here. Let's do a, okay, so here we go. I'm gonna zoom the crap out of this. I don't know if you guys can be able to see this. Is it showing up? Is that showing up? I don't know. I'm just trying to give you guys... I'm just trying to give you guys a good representation. Maybe this is too dark. Let's try something. It's worse in this than in Mega Man X? Okay. Let's try, oh, goodness gracious. Anybody got a good suggestion for a game that really shows the vertical bar? It's so difficult, though, on stream because of compression. Let's see. Yeah. I'll tell you a game that's pretty good. Let's go to...
Fucking impressed.
Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. That's a good suggestion. Let's try Super Mario World. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to jump into Super Mario World. Right in here. Wait, it's All Stars World USA. Okay, so let's try this. And the blue Hyperzone. Okay, maybe we'll give Hyperzone a shot. Okay, here we are. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit it hard. Now let's just grab this in the corner here and just... You know, the big vertical bar in the middle... Let me stand up. Can I see it if I stand? Yeah, I mean, I can see it clear as day here. Thank you for that comment. Thank you. The shirt is nice. But clearly you can see all the vertical gel bars. You can see all the vertical noise. And if I go a little further, if I go a little harder... you just might be able to see that flickering horizontal distortion. Oh yeah, the horizontal smear is quite prominent. Like look at the, you know, the dot. It's no good. But okay, so what we're going to do now, that's pretty maximized here, and I think that even through the compression... Now, you guys remember, the compression's blending a lot of this in, but when you're looking at this from a raw capture, it's quite bad. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to grab Save Source Screenshot right here. Okay, so I've grabbed that. Let's try... I've grabbed it. Let's try a Hyperzone, which is a good suggestion. Let me fit this to screen. Oh, it's pretty good, Huddy. That's good to hear. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for sharing your journey with me. Let's go to... Let me see. Yep. Whoops. Hyper... Here we are. Hyperzone. Okay. Okay. Hell. Is the bot going crazy? Huh, maybe my cooldown's broken. Is it spamming the chats? Let me turn this off while I'm doing this. I don't know. Is the bot blowing up? I didn't see. Is it just in YouTube or Twitch? Is the bot blowing up in real time? Oh my goodness, it's going crazy. On the bench, Sega Saturn recap and restoration. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let's stop the bot. Stop the bot! Let's see. Oh, the bot's fine. Okay, I'm looking. Let's just grab this and let's see if we can't pull it up. Hyperzone. Okay. Well, you can't see anything there. It's really difficult to see this on. It's even difficult for me to see this. Hey, Super Taco. Yeah, I remember you. The good old ISO zone days. Good times, brother. Good times. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you can definitely see it in the yellow. I mean, that's pretty. That's pretty. Yeah, I mean, yeah, certainly you can see it. But, okay, so the point is, there's a lot of noise. And we're going to fix that in real time. I'm going to move over to modding. Okay, so lots of noise. We got a pretty good cap of, excuse me, of Super Mario World. So that'll help us. Okay, but here we have this Super NES. Oh, let me straighten our camera up a little bit here. And we're going to break this down. We're going to recap this system. We're going to be very careful when touching it with our hands. And we're going to treat it like, you know, a loved one. That sounded kind of creepy. Not like Jeffrey Epstein would treat a loved one, but you understand my point. So we'll be very careful. Now I have adjusted the clutch on my screwdriver so that these delicate plastics will not be disturbed by our driving. Now we're just going to turn this upside down, or we're going to turn it back upright, and we're just going to give it a little shaking. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 screws. Okay, so let's get right in here and just sort of lift this up. And I'm going to move it here out of the way in real time. Now this CPU01 is in pretty good shape. It looks great. Looks fantastic. I love this song. Now, as far as I'm concerned, and you know, since I designed the thing, I think I know about it. If you want the most painless process of getting the, you know, getting excellent video quality out of your SNES, get a launch unit. They're built better. They're designed better. You can tell that the senior layout engineers did the CPU01, and obviously they hired some dumbasses to do RGB revisions, GPM revisions, APU revisions, because quite frankly they're they're routed horribly, and they have a litany of issues. The process of getting and make no mistake, you can get just as sharp and just as clean video out of any of those revisions. The Edge-Enhancer is an equalizer, so regardless if you have a CPU-01 or if you have a GPM-01 or GPM-02 or RGB-01, RGB-02 or APU-01, it doesn't make any difference. The video quality will be flatlined across everything, and you won't have any issues. But getting that video quality and massaging it out of those later systems, you have to overcome a few obstacles. And if you're not really, if you're not very confident in your soldering ability and using more advanced methods, we're going to de-energize this again, I would really recommend that you don't do the advanced install. So if you go onto the Wikipedia, I have the documentation for all of this, and it's extraordinarily thorough. But there is a basic install for the launch model has one install method. That's it. All other revisions effectively share either a basic installation or an advanced installation. And the advanced installation is something that you really shouldn't do unless, you've really got the skills. But there's a basic install that's relatively speaking just as easy, if not easier, than what we're about to do. But the problem is while the video quality will be substantially improved, it can be better. But in order for it to be better, you've got to dig a little deeper into the pleasures of, butthole pleasure. So what I'm saying is, if you have a later revision, don't sweat it. Use the basic install method. If you feel ambitious and adventurous and you can solder relatively well, use the advanced method, and you'll have video quality that's just as good as a launch unit with the Edge-Enhancer. Okay? Let me just pull up my own documentation here. Let's see. Here we have it. It's been a long time since I've... Here we have it. Okay, great. So, the first thing that we're going to do, and what I would advise you to do before doing any sort of Edge-Enhancer install, is we're going to recap this unit. So recapping is very straightforward and simple. The first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to drive all these screws out. Okay, not a big deal. These are the screws that hold the heatsink. And another thing that I would encourage you to do is don't replace... this comes from. Do not replace the 7805 regulator in any of these systems. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. There is no utility to that. It does not improve performance. It doesn't do anything other than just needlessly replace a part. Unless it's failed, leave it be. They're not nearly as wearable as, say, a capacitor. It just doesn't make any sense as far as I'm concerned. And as far as anybody who understands, elementary electronics, it just doesn't make any goddamn sense. So, having said that, I would encourage you not to do that. Now, we're going to do something extra here. We're going to add... a through-hole cap here, just to help with power filtering. Before I start with anything, I go ahead and clear these holes right here. So we're going to zoom in real time. Yeah! See these holes right here? Not a big deal. We're just going to come in here with our through-hole solder sucker apparatus. I'm not even going to add or introduce any fresh. I'm just going to put this here. Suck it hard. Put it here. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Suck it hard. Okay? Yeah, it's like let me just say, like, when I see people sell systems, okay, and I'm not picking on anyone, this is just for over the years. And they're like, they're selling a system that's refurbished and they advertise that it has a fresh 7805 linear regulator. I just want to bow my head in shame and say, you spend too much time on forums. Learn more about electronics and stop repeating everything that Tom, Dick, and Harry does on internets. It's like it's such a waste. There is no reasonable utility for doing that. Okay, so we've got this out. I'm going to swing this around. I'm going to back this out. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the bottom shield here as a heat shield. And I'm just going to put the SNES on top of this, and we're going to use something that my great-grandmother called hot air. And we're going to pull this camera down on these little caps right here in this area, and we're going to make short work of this. I just need to get my masturbatory tweezers that are right here. Excuse me, I had to burp. And I've got my hot air set to, let's see, what do I have this set to? 320 degrees today with about 80% airflow. And I'm not going to come down here and I'm not going to jam heat on this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start and I'm going to hold my tool so that the nozzle here is perpendicular. Let me show you. It's perpendicular just like this to the work. And I'm not going to put heat on top. And I am not going to put heat on the plastic. I'm going to heat all of the regional areas here where we have all these polygon fills. And I'm going to let the thermal conduction take care of heating these pads so that I can remove them. And quite frankly, all these caps here still look pretty good, which is a surprise for a launch model. These systems are in dire need of cap servicing. So here we go. I'm not putting heat, I'm not jamming a bunch of heat onto this. I'm just sort of preheating the board a little bit. Getting in here, I'm maybe 3 or 4 inches off. You know, yeah! About 3 or 4 inches off here. Just giving a little preliminary heat. No real issue here. And I'm going to do this for about 10 or 15 seconds. Now, why do you do this? Well, it's a 30-plus-year-old main board. You know, FR4, kind of old. Let's just be gentle with it. Don't want to delaminate. Don't want to cause any thermal stressing. We're just giving this a nice heat soak, and we're not burning or singeing. Watch, here's my hand on top of those caps. Okay, we've spent enough time doing that. Now we're going to come in here deep and watch where my nozzle is. I'm introducing heat in all these polygon fills, right? Not on this connector, not on this connector. I'm being mindful of everything. I'm putting heat into the board, and I'm going to let that heat stretch out, and I'm going to let it bring the solder on these pads. Look, see, look, I'm all the way over here. I'm letting it bring the solder of these SMD pads to melting point. And we're just going to be very gentle about this. We're going to come in here. We're going to do some probing. Look at that. We're already in the zone, auto zone. Okay, now watch how quick we can do this. Now, these aren't ready because I don't have a lot of heat on them, but watch, I'm going to the left and to the right. Okay? And look, this one's not quite ready. It's ready now. There we go. Now we're going to just move our stuff right up here, and we're going to soak this, soak these two 33 microfarads here with quite a bit of heat. But notice all of this power plane and all of this ground plane. So what we're doing is, again, we're heating the areas around these caps. We're heating the areas around these capacitors, and we are regionally bringing up that surface or the temperature of the solder. So we reach that melting point. Now I'm going to come off over here. I'm going to grab. We're just about ready. That one's almost ready to go. You know you're not overheating when you still can't grab. Look, that's not overheated. We're controlling this heat. I'm coming in on each side, being mindful of this connector here. Okay, still not ready. Almost. There it comes in real time. Let's bring this way over here. Once again, I'm going to focus my heat really on this exposed ground ring right here. It's a little perimeter right here. Now I'm just going to heat this, so I keep the heat off of this, and I keep the heat off this little SOP8, micro right here. I'm going to come around. Okay, just like that. Boom. Okay, then we've got the capacitor here for the ready state. So here we have it. Yeah! Want to heat this baby up? Watch where the heat's going. Watch where this nozzle is. Never do you put the nozzle on top of the component. That's a good way to boil electrolyte, and that's a good way to lose an eye, and that's a good way to actually do damage. So what we want to do is we just want to introduce regional heat. We've got this very delicate plastic reset button. Watch my finger. I'm not overheating this. It's all about knowing where and how to get that heat flowing. Now this cap clearly is ready to go. We'll put this down. And that is the removal of all surface mount capacitors. Now I'm going to let this board cool for just a moment. And Stephanie, I am getting that as ready just as quickly as I can. I've got to get through this backlog, and I am working very hard through that. It's been a very fun time, and I am very excited sexually, not for anyone specifically, but just to get the second wave out. It's going to be phenomenal. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove our little heat shield right here. And we've got everything here. And I am just going to examine. Now, everything here looks great. We have some unspent flux, and we have a little bit of fall off here from the cap. It looks like there was a little dielectric leak here, but all we're going to do is we're just going to do a little squirt, a little spurt, just like that. Now, this is a flux remover. This is not isopropyl alcohol in itself. This has ethyl acetate. This has a little drop of acetone. This has ethanol, but it does a really good job at cutting through that flux and not just moving it around the board. Okay, look at that. So that's all prepped and ready here. Let's come down here. Look at all this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we're just going to make sure that this is in frame in the shot. Let me turn our light on. That's better. And we're just once again, little drop. That's all it takes. Now look, we've got a clean Q-tip here. Watch carefully. Come in here. Do a little work. Yeah. Now, look at this Q-tip now. Perfect. That is exactly what we want. And we will do that for all of the remaining sites. So we'll come over here, using the same Q-tip, just a drop. That's all it takes. Clean that side up. Perfect. Come down here to the reset cap. Just a drop. Perfect. And I think we've got two more. Did I do these two up here? I think I did. Okay, so guys, that is everything cleaned up. Got a little solder splash right there. But that is everything cleaned up. Now, what I'm going to do is, the chemistry here is good. We don't have any rot. So the only thing really that I am going to concern myself with is just adding a little extra solder on one of these legs and getting this going. Hey, Villahead 94. I know that name. Where the hell do I know that name? Jeez Louise, I'm just losing it. I am losing it. Villahead, didn't he create something? Did he create something? God. Sorry about this. Okay, so let me clean up our work here. So we've got all these all these surface mount caps. And we're going to do something else that some people don't like, but I just started learning to solder. And I just bought one of those USB-C chargeable cordless irons. I know it's not great, but I was wondering if you had any suggestions for an inexpensive but adjustable decent soldering iron. Oh, yeah! The Mega Amp guy! So cool of you to be here! Yeah, I remember you. You're amazing. Yeah. Of course I remember you. Thank you so much for designing that. I've used it several times. Sounds so much better. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the shirt. Yeah, thank you for that. That is, I don't know if you guys know, but that is Epstein Island. What was I going to tell you? Oh, something else that a lot of people don't seem to like, but as far as intermediaries or beginners are concerned, I think it's the best way to go. We will be replacing the surface mount caps with through-hole capacitors. Now, why are we doing that? Number one, it's the control. This is so much easier to work with, and it's so much easier to solder these into position. I recommend that if you're just starting out, through-hole caps are great. We can position these and make these look so nice, and functionally there is no penalty for using through-hole components over surface mount in this application. Thank you, Villahead. You changed my life. Was it you? Was it called the Crystal Clear Audio mod, or was that something else? Or was that what it initially was? I'm just curious. The Crystal Clear audio mod on Sega 16. I don't remember. But I used it, and it was amazing. It was just phenomenal. Okay, so. Did you know the Mega Amp was created out of spite for the Crystal Clear audio mod? Okay, so that was something else. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Why not use... I'm sorry, somebody asked, why not use tantalum polymers? The voltage is low enough and you get them in low ESR. Well, you can use tantalum capacitors. The problem is, for example, the swing on the input for the audio might be a little, it might be just a little sensitive to a tantalum capacitor. That would have to be investigated, because I don't know if you know this or if people generally speaking know this, but the DC voltage supply coming in, it actually separates and it goes into the sound system, and it's what drives, the op amps for the sound. So I don't recommend blindly replacing surface mount polarized capacitors with tantalum capacitors unless you really understand what the capacitors are responsible for doing. Are they power smoothing? Are they modifying? Or are they... Let me fix my... There. My thing was coming out. Are they modifying... Are they filtering? Do they have to have a very unique corner response? Are they supposed to have a cutoff for certain frequencies so that only some things pass and some things don't? I just don't know. I just don't know about that. So, oh my gosh, the Voltar bot is losing its shit again. Let me fix this. Let me see if I can fix Voltar bot. I think I can fix this. Voltar bot is having a meltdown. Voltar bot is about to become self-aware. It's not going to be long now. Let's see. Hold on. I think I've got it right here, guys. Hold on. Yeah, I've got it right here. Okay, I think I can fix this. This is my fault for doing it this way. Whoops. Uno momento. Let me do this. Okay. Boom. Let's compile that. Okay. I can't do that, Dave. Okay, I think that fixes that, guys. Sorry, thanks for showing me that. What do you think about Retro 6's Game Gear capacitor kits? That's a terrible thing to do, and that guy is problematic for a myriad of reasons. Nobody with any sense or any respect would ever do business with him, and that's not to say if you don't know anything about him. And I'm not talking about you, but people in my ilk don't associate with that guy because he is an alleged thief and proprietor of other people's products that he appropriates by putting his name on them and claiming that he designed them. And he also tried to do some really nasty things to Greg Collins of Laser Bear Industries, effectively saying, in so many words, and I'm paraphrasing, that unless I like what you designed, unless you give me like the product for basically no money, I'm going to steal it from you. So I don't have a strong positive opinion about anything that guy does. But most certainly, you don't replace electrolytic polarized capacitors with ceramic capacitors blindly. You don't do the same thing with tantalums or vice versa. So I would highly encourage you to source a good kit. Console 5, for example, in the United States would be a wonderful vendor that makes that produces that produces a really high quality they're putting cap kits together and they're of good quality. So I don't in good conscience say anything good about him. Okay, so anyways, back to now that we're done bashing. Let me get this going. Oh, somebody asked something else. Somebody asked if I have a recommendation for a cheap soldering iron. Yes, I do. Go into the tools section or ask here in chat, and you will be greeted with what I recommend, and that's what I'm currently using. And I've been using these stations. Uh-oh, can I do this? I have been using these stations. Can I do this? Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. I have been using these Kester stations right here for a very, 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 very long time. I did a review of these stations 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I can't remember. You'd have to go see. But I have always really liked the T12 Kester or Quicko stations. So there we have it. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get our through-hole caps ready. So we've got a couple of things here that we need to do. We'll start with this section, and I want to talk about this section. Now, we have two landings here for 10 microfarad caps. That's self-explanatory. But we have 4 designations here for 4 100 microfarad caps. And what this is these are really 2 sets of caps. These caps add together to be 200 microfarads, and these 2 100 microfarad caps right here, they add together. Let me zoom that in a bit. They also add together to become the equivalent of 200 microfarads. And the reason they did that was because in the 1980s, surface mount caps, they were still trying to get the chemistry right, even though everyone was counterfeiting each other. And the larger the cap, the more expensive that it was. So it was cheaper to spin up 2 100 microfarad caps as opposed to just one single 200 microfarad. So 2 100s in place of a 200. That's why we have these. And that's also why we will be replacing just one of these, because we're going to put a 220 microfarad Jamicon, which I love Jamicon. They were the real deal for years. We're going to be replacing these with one of those each. These are AC coupling capacitors for video signals. So let's start up here and let's prep this area. Yeah, all we're going to do is I'm going to come in here with just let me grab my 20-pound thing of solder here. We're going to come right in here and we're just going to, can you guys see this? I think so. We've got our tip right here, okay? All we're going to do is we're just going to tin up one leg of this. 1, 2, and we'll go ahead and do these. 3, 4. These are all the caps that we'll be replacing in this section, and it's very self-explanatory. All we're going to do is we're going to take our tweezers, our masturbatory tweezers, and I want to come out about 2 millimeters from the base. So there's the base, and I want to come right here, and we're going to come out about a millimeter or 2. Watch, 1 or 2 millimeters. That's perfect. Now I'm going to bend these. I want to bend these at about 90 degrees. So watch carefully. We're just going to come in here like this, and we're going to bend. Great. We're going to grab the other leg in about the same position so that they'll be flat across. Okay, and we're just going to bend this, just like that. Now look at that. We've got 2 nice bends here. That bend could be a little cleaner. Let me do this off camera so I can see a little better. Perfect. Okay, and this is the result that you're looking for. Something along the lines of this right here. And all we're going to do is we're going to take our snips, If I can find them. Oh, they're right here. Very good. Okay. And we're going to grab, and we're just going to cut these off flush to this to the size of the can. So watch carefully. Watch the size of the can. Boom. See that? And right here, the width of this is going to be the size of the can. So you just use the can as a guide, rest the snips against the can, and just do that. That's all that is. It's very simple. Now we'll get these component legs out of the way. Okay, and we're going to come right in here, and what you can do, and what I would encourage you to do, is come right in here and put on all of your little joints, if you have it to give, just a drop of the sacred T1000 juices on all of your little cap landings here. And all we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have the polarity set properly, which we do now, and we are going to put these in position. So here we go. Come right in here. And I'm sorry if my finger gets in the way. Maybe I could use my masturbatory tweezers, just so you guys can see this. Now you guys should be able to get a pretty good visual on this. We're just going to come right in here. Whoops. Just like that, and we're going to come right in. By the way, let me ask you, did that take care of... Perfect. Did I take care of the bot spam? No, I didn't. Okay. All right, is it still going crazy? Beautiful. The Edge-Enhancer, guys, is coming right back. I just have to finish up here my commitments to these customers who've patiently been waiting several months. I'm working with them as quickly as I can to get everything out the door. It sucks getting sick. That's all I can tell you. It's horrible. Okay, let's put this little cap right here into position. Now, I normally wouldn't be doing it like this, but I just want you guys to be able to see to a degree of what's happening here. So I'm going to grab this cap. And watch, I'm just going to float it in. I don't really like that. Hold on, I can make that a little bit nicer. I could do this in about 3 seconds with my fingers, but if you guys can't see it, it doesn't really mean much. Now that looks quite nice. And what we'll do is we'll just come on over to the other side, and we'll just finish working that cap in. Okay, I want to retouch that up just a bit here. Perfect. Okay. So there we have those. Now look how nice that looks. Looks excellent. So now we're going to grab our two 220 microfarad caps, and it's the exact same process, and these are a little easier. So we can grab this, and we can just pull these legs out about that far, and rotate 90 degrees, just like that. Come to the other side. Grab the leg with your tweezers, 90 degrees. Watch, just like that. Okay? Make sense? You guys follow that? And we're going to cut that parallel, or at equal length, with the can, with the size of the can. So what I mean is, you can see this leg clearly coming out. Line your tweezers up, and let it rest against the can, and do this. Just like that. We got a leg in there that's stuck. Let me go ahead and get that out. Yeah! Okay, so I'm going to use my finger for this. We're going to pull this in very simply. Whoops, too far. There we go. And I'm just going to come right in here, I'm going to trim that just a little bit more. We can go a little more shallow with that. Perfect. About like this. Okay. Come right in here. Okay, we'll stiffen that up like that, and we'll go ahead and do the second one, and then we'll get the second one bodged in, and then we will solder up the opposing side. So once again, as you guys have seen a bazillion times here, we're just going to take this, come right in here, bend out just like that. Okay. Cut. Cut. Looking good, and we're going to come right in here. And we're just going to solder that baby right into position. Now, once again, I'm going to come on top of this. And we're just going to straighten that up beautifully. Now, look at that. Gorgeous. Let's flip this around. Where's our hand? Right here? If I could put something under this, maybe we could get a good angle. That's not too bad. Just so you guys can see what's going on the other side. So it's really simple. We've got this all lined up. See? Nothing to it. Let me get in here and grab this one. Perfect. Okay. That takes care of our coupling caps, and that takes care of these little filtering caps right here. How do you confirm the polarity with the cap to the board, or does it matter? We have the silk screen. Let me zoom into this in real time. Notice that we have these outlines, okay? Now, the canted edge, or the edge that has the bevel or the angular corners, that denotes a positive polarity. This straight edge here with the hard 90-degree angles, just a straight line, that denotes negative polarity. That is how you do that in real time. Okay? Do you get it? Yeah. I want to know, can you tell me, Tokens asked how hot the iron was. Did the bot fire off a response to that in real time? I can't see it if it did. I'm just curious. Can somebody tell me if the bot said, "Oh, yeah, Daddy, yeah"? I love this song. I'm just prepping caps, guys. No? No fire? Okay. Thank you for checking. I'll take a look at it later. Because I didn't get a chance to test. I didn't get a chance to test that yet. Okay, I want to come right in here. Yeah. Okay. Put that position. And we'll grab this other cap here, and we'll do the same thing. But recapping is not a difficult process. It's just something that you want to take your time with. Don't worry about choosing between surface mount caps or through-hole caps to do this for your Super Nintendo. It fundamentally doesn't matter. Do what's most comfortable for you, because the caps will behave and operate exactly the same, and they aren't concerned. The SNES doesn't care one way or the other. Don't be afraid. Okay? Don't be afraid. Let's see if I can get a good shot of this for you guys. So here's the other LAN. Now look, now notice our lead length. Notice that the lead is just long enough to sit and live on the solder pad. Notice that this lead doesn't come off the pad and into this and lives on top of solder mask. It's very important. Yeah. So we're going to come right in here again. How about that? We've got a little cap over here. We got another tiny little, let's see, where is it? Little 10 microfarad cap right there. We need to get in there. Little guy. And then we've got to do the reset cap, the power filter cap, and then we've got 2 caps to do in the sound module. Well, yeah. I don't know why I've been doing that lately. Okay, so we're going to grab right in here, heat that up. I don't know if you guys can see this. Maybe, I don't know. Sort of come in here at an angle. Pretty good. A little long, but that's all right. I'm gonna juice this up with just a little bit of flux because it's so small and delicate. You just want to make sure you've got good contact. I want to make sure that lead is resting quite nicely on the pad of this. So we're just going to come right in here and add a little bit of the special sauce, like so. Perfect. Doesn't get any cleaner than that, really. It's pretty good. And we're going to do the reset cap way down here. We'll just grab this like that. Where's our reset cap? Oh, here it is. Now, the reset cap that I use is quite long. Okay. Okay, just a little bit of flux here. Doesn't take much. And we will align our reset cap. Let me just fix this up. Now, if we were going to put... Let me fix this. I don't like that so much. Let me see. If we were going to put the shield back, which you never ever do that, get rid of that shield, it's a piece of crap, we would have to lay this flat over, but we're not going to be putting the shield back. Okay, that is perfect. All right, let's just come over here. Put this up. Great. Sorry guys, you can't see this very well, but I am just soldering in this reset cap. Beautiful. Okay. That is everything with the exception of the two caps to drive sound, which really never need to be replaced. I'm just going to tell you right now, those 47 microfarad electrodes, they never need to be replaced. We have our power filter cap here. And that's very simple. Okay. That's why we used our through-hole tool to clear these earlier. Okay. Very simple. Okay, looks great. Let's see. That is the entire SNES mainboard. Now let's just go ahead and pull this back. The only thing left to do to the mainboard as far as the capping process is concerned is let's just come right in here and let's put our heatsink back in, which I like to just simply grab and drive a couple of our screws in so that it stays in alignment decently well, unlike that. Always start in reverse, and then drive that screw right in there. Okay. We'll align this one up. Oops. This is Battletoads, isn't it? What's playing? Somebody ask the bot what's playing right now. What song is this? I want to know. Is this before the turbo turds? The turbo tunnels? Do 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 do. Has to be. What are you using to exhaust fumes? I am using my lungs because I'm a real man. Now that I've got this held in, let's go ahead and drive this with the actual driver. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, Karnath Slayer. I knew it. Well, at least the MP3 thing seems to be working okay. Here we go. Oh, Lord. Well, so if someone from YouTube asks what song is playing, it will fire a response back to only YouTube. If you're from Twitch and you ask, that response will only be visible to Twitch users. See what I'm saying? Okay, so now we've got these two 47 micros that just, I'm telling you, what? I love the sound design because they did such a good job with this. These caps hardly ever get taxed. Yeah, let me sit back. Yeah! Let's see. I'm looking for my tool. Have you seen my tool? Let's see. It's somewhere here. I just had it. I don't... Oh, here it is. Okay, good. Here's the SHVC sound module. How you doing? Good to see you. Should we ever replace the voltage regulator? Only if it's bad. There is no MOSFET in the Super Nintendo. If you're asking about the 7805, you can paste it, but it's not really at all in any respect necessary. I like to bend these a little bit first. You really don't need to. You don't really need to paste the 7805. Not in this application. It's really. It's just not necessary. I love the smell of good old leaded solder myself. I'm a big lead fan. I personally think that lead-free is for pussies. Somebody clip that. And I don't think it has any place in a real man's shop, quite frankly. That's just my... Look. It's just my opinion, okay? My opinion doesn't mean much around here. So we have these two little... goobers right here that we need to undo. And there's another mod. There's a mod that actually adds another capacitor that fixes some subtle balancing issues with the SNES because I guess Rico didn't really look at the datasheet too well and left out a cat. But for all intents and purposes, I'm not interested in it. I don't think it makes a meaningful difference, and I just never do it. Not to say there's nothing wrong with it, and it's fine, but it's just not something that I'm really interested in doing. Okay, we're going to prep our little... Oh, yeah. Well, I totally missed the garbage can. Let me just take a minute here and rest back. Oh, goodness. Oh. Villahead, thank you so much. I'm at the Console Mods Discord if you want to chat more about the Mega Amp. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for your kindness, and thank you for... your contributions. Just let me just sort of... Oh, yeah. Stretch out my back. Oh, it feels good, guys. It feels so good to be stretching my back. Okay. That feels pretty good. Now, these caps are through holes, so what we're going to do is very simply just pop them out. Okay, it's as you've seen 1,000 times here on the Voltar Show. Okay, just a little through-hole action.
Which you could do off of 1/100th of the interest
Thank you.
of the damn money.
Thank you, Ruggers Customs. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. These are gone. Yeah! And we're going to put in our replacements now. So these are two 47 microfarad caps. I'll zoom in and we'll bring this in a little bit here. How does that sound? So we got two little designators here. Kind of hard to see, but you can get the hang of them. We just fold these over, make sure polarity's correct. So there's positive and negative right there on the rails. Okay, just hold it with one hand typically. Okay, so we're going to grab this, and we're going to come right in here. And we're going to just tack this in. Oh, come on. Give me some juices. Okay, I just want to hold it. I just want to hold it so I can let it go. And I want to go ahead and tack in the other one. Bend her over. Okay, we're going to bend her over in real time, and we're just going to tack this one in too. Let me sort of lay this down a little bit. Now that shot might be bouncing off the light a little bit here, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just showing you. See, that's what happens. That's what happens. You see if I can get it in there. Now, see, this is going to be... This is why you have to hold it. So I'm going to hold it with one hand. Oh, yeah. Yeah! Just like that. Now, that was terrible, but we got it in. All right, so now we are ready to bend that in. Make sure your caps are bent over. And it's actually really not that big of a deal. I'm being kind of silly about this, but once you get a single leg of each cap tacked in, it's really just a matter of coming in here, adding a little fresh solder. Not solder, but solder. Okay, and I'll go ahead and touch these up again. Yes. Yes. Yes! Okay, that's it. And then we're going to take this and we're going to clip these leads. I want to clean that up a little bit because we did mar that joint. But with a little persuasion, look at that, it looks brand new again. You capped an arcade monitor from soldering tips you've given over the... Good for you, Arcade Riot. Way to go. Very impressive. Very cool, man. Really, really happy to hear that. Okay, now we're going to line this baby back up, which is pretty self-explanatory. So our caps are nice and bent over here, right? All we're going to do... We'll pull this back a little bit. I'm doing just good, Darkwing. Thank you for asking. How have you been, my friend? Okay, looking good. Come right in here. Match this up like this, and it just all clamps together. Let me see this. Oh, I just want to make sure... listen, I was just catching up on... I just want to make sure you understand. Everybody, I'm not being disparaging. This has nothing to do with the SNES, the SNE Edge. That thing is a piece of shit. And this is in no way related to that. And the fact that that thing is even being sold or produced by anyone is... it's embarrassing. This is not anything to do with that. Unfortunately, when I started releasing Edge-Enhancer, I started showing some things off, and then somebody got a hold of some screenshots, and someone got a hold of some data, and they unscrupulously tried to do a very imitation shitty knockoff using some form thread data from several years ago. It's not the same thing. It never will be. That thing is ass. And all the little bodge wires and all the little caps that you could ever manage to stuff on it will never change the fact that it's just poorly engineered and it's very badly designed. And nobody should be installing that in systems, much less, you know, unless it's your personal system, that's one thing. But people are selling those systems. I saw on eBay, and that's how I managed to get one. Someone from eBay bought one of those systems, and the SNES got blown out. And because of just poor circuit design. And it's unfortunate. And we're going to do a live stream of going through that. And I think I'll even have Mike Chi on, who is the designer and creator of things such as the RetroTink 5X and the RetroTink 4K, because he has some pretty good, vigorous opinions about it too. It's just, it's a leeching project. It was a project. It was somebody trying to appropriate somebody else's work just in an effort to take wind out of my sails. You know, that's all it is. That's all it was. There were people who didn't appreciate the fact that I spent 4-ish years designing the Edge-Enhancer, and then I didn't give it away for free. And so when they, in a concerted effort to minimize or mitigate the effectiveness of what I was doing, they announced this slop-together thing that really doesn't even work right when video started releasing of the Edge-Enhancer. And it's very unfortunate, but what can you do about it? Okay, it's time. The only thing that we need to do is we need to test this system. Now, before getting into the Edge-Enhancer install, let's just come over here. I'm not even going to reshell it. That's not important. We're just going to move this over here, and we are going to test this system to make sure our recapping was successful. So let me just plug a few things in here. Let me grab this. Good, okay. We are going to use the Super Nintendo burning cassette with controller test. So let's move over to mod testing. Oh my goodness, let's also reset this transform because we really expanded that. So here we go. We've got that in real time. Good. Let's just run through a quick test. This is fully recapped, and we're just going to run it through a analysis to make sure sound works and all our graphics are in good order. Ah, it smells so good. That helps me. It's relaxing. This is Link's Awakening that Nintendo, I suppose, created for... they sampled and created for this test cartridge. I always wondered if the Edge-Enhancer mod is compatible with my 2-chip Super Famicom. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. It's compatible with all 2-chip SNESs. And this cartridge came from AliExpress. And it was the best $11 that I had ever spent as far as a diagnostic tool for the SNES is concerned. It does, Mike. It does. The SNES Edge can make the output look much worse. It doesn't drive video correctly. If you look at the circuit, it doesn't even drive 75 ohm impedance outputs off the thing. They abuse a THS 7376 and they treat it like an op amp when it's not really an op amp. It's a video line driver, and the results are very much so worse than what you could have gotten with the Japanese filter from 7 or 8 years ago. And it absolutely has the capability of pulling your PPU2 down. It has the absolute capability of taking the analog DAC on the PPU2, pulling it down, and just blowing it out. Which is what I'm going to fix for a friend on stream. Well, not a friend, but somebody who reached out to me. And we'll demonstrate why the Edge-Enhancer doesn't do that and why that piece of shit does. And you think, I know that sounds like I'm being a jerk when I call it a piece of shit, but I'm sorry. When I start seeing those systems being sold with that, and I start seeing those listings, and I know that people are just getting ripped. The SNES Edge, what it is, it's effectively a Photoshop sharpener. It's the equivalent of using sharpening in Photoshop on an image, at the detriment of possibly borking your PPU. It's horrible. And it just makes the noise worse. And it doesn't really fix the problem. It's just a mask. There's a reason why the Edge-Enhancer is multiple chips and it doesn't use a THS video amplifier to do the edging. This is good. So now, let's move back over to modding. Now we're ready to install the Edge-Enhancer. Now this is, you know, as far as launch units are concerned, it's pretty simple. The CPU01, very nice install. We're going to start by just removing some components, which is really the bulk of this. Oh, it's okay, Fenris. Listen, if you don't know, you don't know. Nobody can know everything. I'm certainly not upset with anyone that uses it. It's just, it's unscrupulous. It's an absolute POS. And it was birthed from unkind and nefariously motivated aspirations. Let's just say that. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by removing 3 of these babies right here. I thank you, Silveraz. I thank you very much for that comment, and I think you're right. We will absolutely do a separate video outlining that with the system that's got the busted PPU2, and we'll go over that. It's not, so let me just explain this, okay? Let me explain a little bit of the Super Nintendo's DAC. You know, Mike Chi helped me with this. Furtech helped me with this, with decapped shots of the PPU2. Steve Kuloff helped me with this. This was a several-year-long endeavor, and that's because the effects on the PPU2 that cause a lot of these transient issues, one of them being the blurring, is a non-linear effect. And the problem with all those older filters, including the SNES Edge, is that it uses a very linear approach to try to remedy that. When some video content may look really good, other video content is going to look really bad, really over sharpened, a lot of haloing over sharp edges, and it's going to be a lot more noisy. And that's because you have to understand that there is not a linear application, so to speak, that you can apply to fix that problem in the analog domain. That is the issue. So it's important to recognize that so that you can design a proper filter. Otherwise, you're just going to get crap. And you're going to have somebody telling you to stuff caps here and to stuff caps there. And if you want to make it look even shittier, put another cap across this and let's put all these wires into play. It's just no good. And you can overdrive the PPU and you can kapooey, bitches. So, enough of that. Let's get back into this. Let's have a good time. It's very simple. We're now getting started in the Edge-Enhancer install. We're going to start by removing these PNP transistors. Yeah. Okay, very simple. Just take your time. Not quite. Oh, you're quite welcome. Thank you. I'm honored to do this. I'm just slowly heating the board up here so we can be nice and gentle. Not quite. Thank you. Thank you. Hot as... You know, I was told by a lady the other day that I was very sexy. And I said, I know. One, two, three, boom, just like that. Now I'm going to come right up here. Let's just come right up here in real time. Yeah! Right in here. That's a pretty good shot. And then we're going to remove some caps up here. Now, you can do hot air, or we've done hot air. You don't have to have hot air, and I'm going to demonstrate this. Soldering iron's all you need. It's just all you need. Let's do this. I'm going to come right into here, and I'm going to... Well, no. Let me keep it like this so that my orientation is good. I'm going to come right in here. Let me just look at my little map. And I'm going to show you how to use... Over here. I'm going to show you how to use just a soldering iron with a regular... Well, I have a J-series tip, which is a little bit of a hook, to remove passive surface mount components. So I'm going to come right in here to R19. And I'm going to add fresh solder to the side. Whoops. And I'm going to come right off of that, just like that. Let me clean my tip first. There we go. And it really is just as easy as coming in here and getting a good side position like this. Get to the side of it. Make sure you guys can see this. Okay, I can see this too. Get to the side of this part, introduce and flood the part with fresh solder, and just come off of it just like that. Cleaning your tip every time. Okay, take that fresh excess solder and run it across. And we're going to come right in here. Very simple, very simple. You don't need hot air to do any of this. It just might make it a little bit easier. But as you can see, we are just trucking right along. Okay, not a big deal. People freak out. Oh my gosh, I've got to remove components. Watch me. We've just dominated this thing. No issue. Cleaner tip. Let's see. What do we have left here? Just two more. Yep, two more. Make sure you guys can see this. Is this in frame? Yeah, you guys can see this. Okay, so we're going to remove this right here. This right here. Oh, I'm choking. Oh, Daddy, no. Ah, sorry, I was choking and it discombobulated me. Let me bring this off here. Just flood it with solder. Don't be afraid of that solder. Watch me. I want to come in here and flood the bejesus out of this thing. See? I mean, just don't be afraid of using solder and getting in there. I'm just showing you that you can just watch. I will flood the poopy out of this. And I'll just come away with it. And just wipe it off the board. Just like that. Nothing to be afraid of. Yeah! Oh, God. I'm going to put you in timeout for desecrating the gloriness of the Super Nintendo. That's what you get for being a Super Nintendo hater. Okay, so here we go. That's it. That's everything done prep-wise. Now we just add our boards. So let's start with the actual HVC CPU01 interposer. Now, much like Avril Lavigne, this thing is a poser, and it will live in a position like so. Okay, now we're going to zoom into this because I really want you guys to see this. So I designed the interposer here to be kind of loose-fitting, but you can get in there nice and tight to all the joints, okay, that we need to make. Very simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to anchor this thing right here. And I'm going to grab a little bit of that sweet scented solder. The juices will be flowing out of my way. I mean, out of my solder flux apparatus. All I'm going to do is, and just to make this a little bit easier, I'm going to go to each joint. 1, 2, so you guys can see this. We're just going to go to each joint here. 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're just going to add. We're just going to add. Not much, just literally a drop of flux here. Okay, not much, just to help us along. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to back this out. I'm going to back that ass up, and we're going to make sure that we've got good alignment. Doesn't have to be perfect, but what we really want to focus on when we're installing the interposer are pretty much these 3 points here. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. So as long as you really can't screw this up, because either you go this far over, this far over. I've given a little bit of tolerance here just because of component positioning, but really, I mean, it's not something that you're really you'd have to try pretty hard to screw this up in real time. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll do some fine soldering right here. I'm just going to lock this in by just introducing some of that fresh, sweet scented, those sweet scented solder juices. And we're going to come up here and I'm going to look at my alignment. Now everything here looks perfect. So what I'd like to do is right up here in the top, I'm just going to make contact. Just like that. Now you guys can't see that, but I'm going to add, I'm going to flood this in. Watch. Flood the bejesus out of it. Just flood it in there. Okay, just like that. Perfect. Right here. Same principle. We'll flood that joint. Look at that. That's exactly what we're after. Okay, right here. We sneak this little castellated edge between these two components. I'm trying to keep everything in focus here because I want you guys to know how to be champions. Yeah. Okay, I think that's pretty good. That's perfect. Look at that. Nice, beautiful, wetted joint. Let's come right in here. This interposer does a lot of things. It's responsible for quite a bit. Okay, right here. That again. Perfect. Look at that. Perfect. Okay, let's come over here. See that little bit of flux, that we apply, it really does go a long way. It just helps, it helps us make these joints cleaner and easier. We knock that oxidation off with the flux, and we just get great wetting. Now look at that. Beautiful, beautiful wetting. No problem. Come up here. Same principle. We're just going to take our tip. Okay, just like that. Just like that. It's that simple, and it's that fast. Okay, one more joint to make here. Perfect. We're going to go ahead now and just examine all of our joinery. Looking good. How good here. If that is the thing that Retro 6 made, it too is a terrible, terrible piece of shit. Good. Good. Okay, we're in great shape. So we're going to back this out. And you have a designation here that should be self-explanatory, but it does say install Edge-Enhancer here. And that is a matter of putting this right in here. And just lining it up, lining these castellated edges up just like this. And I'm just going to, again, to make this easier, I'm going to hold this down, and I'm going to come across. I'm going to be very generous with that flux, and we're going to put that in position. Now, very carefully, I am going to turn this board, and I honestly like this angle. This mod will not reduce type 2 diabetes because Bob is still, Retro RGB is still an alleged diabetic horse rapist apologist. Now, I'm just going to line these up, and I'm going to take a tip. I'm going to take my K-Series tip. No. I will take the J-Series tip. And I'm going to start by lining one of these up. So it's just a matter of coming in here. Okay, just like that. Now I've got an anchor, so I can pivot off this just a little bit. Now watch, when I say pivot, watch the rotation. See the rotation? That's pretty good. So I'm going to adjust that, and I'm going to come right in here, and I'm just going to touch a few of these. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to come into here with our K-Series tip, and I am going to watch carefully. Now, this is where magic happens. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go down the lane, just like so. Just like that. And we're going to come here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to take our K-Series, and we're just going to drag across. And that's the installation of the Edge-Enhancer core board. And the install looks perfectly fine. What we'll do, though, is we'll go ahead and we'll do a little cleanup here. Yeah. Okay. Because I want to be able to look at this and to make sure all of our jointery is beautiful. And it is. Looks fantastic. Oh, yes, the shirt, Epstein Island. Let me see if I can get a good close-up, since everyone is so excited about Epstein's, Yeah, okay, so you've got, let's see, can you guys see this okay? You've got Jeffrey Epstein. You've got Bill Gates. You've got, of course, Donald Trump. You got Michael Jackson right here. Okay? You got Bill Clinton. And you've got Stephen Hawking. And you've got the plane, you've got the private jet, you've got the money. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, it's so fun. Oh, God. Okay. All right, so what's left? We have to install the multi-out QSB. Okay. Very simple. That is just a matter. Oh, that is just a matter of coming right here, putting this in place. Okay, very simple. And we're going to come right into here with our tip. And we just solder this in position. And that is looking, oops, Perfect. Okay, that's exactly what we're looking for. But I also like to just take Old Faithful here. Just like that. And we have our multi-out QSB installed. Which, by the way, when they were making when they started improving the SNES Edge, they even copied the multi-out QSB and called it the multi-out QSB. Oh, that guy's a weasel. Anyhow, now, what we have to do here is very simple work. We not only improve RGB, but we can improve composite video and S video. Now, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to, and you'll have RGB video, and your system will still be perfectly compatible with HD Retrovision component cables. But if you want to restore S video and composite video, we need to use the RGB mixer. So that's very simple. We just come in here and we tin these pads. Now tin these pads. Okay, very simple. Let me clean these off here too, just to make a little... There we go. And all we're going to do is we're going to take... Oh, let me see. I need a 3-conductor run of cable. It's plenty. Right there, it'll do the job. We're just going to take a 3-conductor run of cable, and I'm going to strip it down. Yeah. I love doing that. We're going to strip this down. Just like that. And we're just going to tin this up. I'm going to prep this. Now, why is this optional? Well, it's optional because, a lot of people in this day and age, they just don't give a shit about S video and they don't give a shit about composite video. Well, I do, and I want to make sure that is a staple feature so you don't lose anything when doing the Edge-Enhancer. But if you're not interested in keeping those formats, it's perfectly fine just to basically be done here, but we're not going to do that. So I'm going to come right into here. Oh, yeah. And we're going to grab our J-Series tip, and we're just going to start doing some soldering right here. So right here with me. Okay, that's it. We're going to come now to this side of the board, and we're going to make some connections. Now, I want to talk about something. If you want to mitigate or totally resolve any sort of potential noise, when you're soldering this little run-in, make sure that the lines here do not rest up against the cartridge connector. And the way you do that is you just pinch the line right here, and you just make sure that you have a healthy little hump. And that's all it takes. It's not a big deal. So we'll do that. We're going to come right in here and we're going to strip these down like this. Okay, and we're just going to come in here. Now, I know where this goes in real time. About like that. I need some wire strippers. Okay, and we're just going to trim these individually. It just takes a moment. Okay, 1, The song's awesome. Hit this with a little bit of flux here because it's hard for me to see this on camera, what exactly I'm trying to do here. So we'll come right in here. Perfect. Let me grab this yellow one more time. Perfect. Good. And we'll grab B here for blue. And we'll strip this down, and then we will have totally reconstituted red or composite video and S video, and it will also be clean. It will be vastly improved. The coloring will be much better, and it'll be sharper. Yes, S video and composite video will both be sharper, and that is what I'm talking about when I say create distance. Notice that this doesn't turn it this way so we don't kill the light. Notice that this cabling isn't resting against these pins. Just create a little lift here like that, and that's all you need. And you don't have to glue or do anything like that. So it's a very simple thing to do. The only thing left will be to install our little FFC cable. So that's just a matter of coming right in here, plugging this in, okay, seating that drawer just like that, okay, coming right down in here, doing the same thing on the QSB side, 1, 2, 3, boom. That's the Edge-Enhancer. Now you can do some neat little folding here if you'd like. That's fine. Like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a dab of my UV resins, my resin juices, and I'm just going to come right in here. Not much. You won't even be able to see it. And I'm going to take my UV apparatus. I'm just going to hold this down. Because this is going in a cleared shelled SNES. And I would like it to look pretty okay. So that looks pretty damn good. That's the install. That is the SNES Edge-Enhancer. And thank you, duders. It's good to be back. And thank you, Gamer Jerome. Thank you. Yep, using RT RetroTink VGA adapter and a RetroTink 4K, and it looks so good. I'm happy to hear that. But that is the Edge-Enhancer install. Now, does anybody have any questions? Any questions? Any goddamn questions? Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's with the thermal paste on the SHVC board? If you're talking about this, it's to keep the cloners at bay. Now, we've got that installed. Let's go ahead. Yeah. And let's put this into position in real time. Okay, so let's load up some games. Yeah. All right, so this comes into here. And we are going to test this to make sure that it's working okay and that we have everything connected properly. Okay, so let's grab and go to mod testing. And come here. Okay, 1 second. 1 moment, please. Little blow. Catch my drift. There we go. Okay, so now the Edge-Enhancer is live. I'm going to turn the slide out. And it's working. Let's try something here. Can you use something like an Electron Shepherd HDMI mod coupled with the... Sure. Sure you could, I guess. Now, let's see. Let's go to a game... Let's see. Let's load in... Who was here in the very beginning? What do we want to see? Do we want to see... let's do... Super Mario. We'll do Mega Man X, absolutely. Okay. Let's do that. Let's go to Mega Man X. Now, I want you guys to understand, we're not doing any optimal sampling. The low pass filter is off. All the I'm wanting to see all noise that would be visible. So let's load in Mega Man X. Whoops. Mega Man X right here. Yeah. Voltar, would it be a problem if I put 22 microfarad ceramics on top of... Take those off. Take all of those caps off. Those don't do anything. They don't solve the problem. If you install the Edge-Enhancer, you don't need to do any cap bodging. Period. Okay, so let's load this in. Okay. Now, the fine bars that you see, those aren't jail bars. That's the way the SNES renders the video. If you see fine little lines, that's fine. We correct that with the low pass. But notice that we don't have the trailing, and notice that we don't have the thick jail bar distortions anymore. And let me show you why we don't worry about that. Well, let me show you why that doesn't matter. I'll show you why that is not an issue. Whoops. Now, if you want to see the magic of this, now, if I go here, let me see if I can rephase this. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. And that is, 2-chip SNES. Now we have zoomed in a bazillion, like, I don't know, 500, 800x, 600, something outrageous, right? But that is it. That's it. Is there an option that reduces the brightness so that blacks are not gray? I don't think that. I think that might be a setting on your monitor, because the blacks are perfectly referenced to black, and we can actually test that. Let's see. Let's do it. Well, here, let's do a gain test. Transform. Let's go to 240p test suite. Well, sure, we can check out, we can absolutely check out Final Fantasy VI. Well, that's fine. Let's do a quick. I think we might be overshooting here, so that's okay. That's why we calibrate on the we calibrate the video. That's another thing. So the SNES, this should fix that problem. We drive the video a little bit differently and a lot more efficiently. So blacks actually reference 0 and they're not gray. So when you get this system and you have even a RetroTink 5X or a RetroTink 4K, do a couple of quick calibrations and you'll be in really good shape. So we did that. Well, for this purpose, where's the save button? How do you save a profile? I guess it doesn't matter in this instance. So we'll reset this and we'll load back into what do we want to load into? What do we want to check out? Do we want to check out Mega Man X again? What would you guys like to see? Hey Gain, the final I don't know what that is. Is that, I guess that's a... Okay, so we'll do Final Fantasy 3. We'll do this Hey Gain game, I guess. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, so we'll do... I don't think it's on here. I don't think I have that on here. Metal Warriors. Well, since we're here, sure. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Did that fix the black level problem? Just out of curiosity. Good. Good. Look, I mean, you know, it's analog video. It's not flawless, right? It's got noise, as any analog source does. But, I mean, as far as, like, the differences between the 1-chip and the 2-chip output, I personally think this looks better, in my personal opinion. And I think that the 2-chip, because it's not a clone system, so to speak, this is just a better system to have, in my opinion. Okay, so I've never played this. Okay, I've never played this before. The graphics are pretty bitchin', though. Okay, let's get to the game. Oh my gosh. I'm killing these little people. Oh, cool. Got a melee weapon. This is one of the best games on the system, you say? Okay, I'll take your word for it. I'm just trying to kill these little dudes. Oh, I can fly indefinitely? Cool. Oh, I got a lightsaber. Oh my goodness. It's an interesting game. That guy looks like straight out of Keith Courage in Alpha Zones. Oh, you can get out of the mech. What do you press escape or select or oh, cool. It's kind of like what would you call that? It's kind of oh my god, I think I just blew my mech up. It's kind of like what is that called? Oh, I did. It totally crushed my mech. Blaster Master. Okay, so let's see. Let's check out Final Fantasy III. Let's see. Okay, Final Fantasy III. Final Fantasy III. Here we go. Right there it is. Boom. This one takes like 4 hours to load. Now, this, of course, has terrible jail bars. That vertical bar, everyone knows this. Would you ever consider developing a low-cost HDMI solution for the C64? The Chrome? Well, I don't think you could do that without an FPGA because the VIC-2 doesn't expose. I don't think it really exposes I don't think it exposes. You would have to replicate some of the functionality of VIC-2 to do that because it doesn't expose all that on the bus to do that. To generate.
Fucking impressed.
Oh, thanks so much, Knowing Nothing. Thank you for the resub. In order to regenerate a full video frame, I think that you would have to recreate some of that logic. Here we go. Now look at that. Pixel flippin' perfect. Where's the jail bars? Where's the jail bars? Classic game. We can look at something like we can go back to Super Mario World. See, that's colorful, and that's a good game because it's colorful. It's easy to see things because everything pops. It has good contrast. Let's see, Super Mario World. I had somebody email me about 4 months ago, and they were Chinese, and they asked me if I would be interested in selling them like 300 or 400 units of Edge-Enhancer. And I looked at their email, and I'm pretty sure that they're an AliExpress seller. So they're just, and it's going to happen, but they're just interested in buying a bunch to both resell and probably to clone. No, this is a generic pirate off Chinese EverDrive from like 2017 or 2018. Let's see, can we grab this? Thank you, Decade. But there's your one chip. There's your 2 chip. What does S video and composite video look like? Oh, Lord. I would like to show you. I'm going to use an S-video cable and I'm going to plug it into the system. And then you will know definitively what it looks like, how it operates, why Bob has obesity problems. You'll know everything in real time. So I'm going to unplug, I'm going to unplug the RGB capabilities here. And there's something else but there's Super S-Video on here that I don't have. I don't think I have that configured properly. But let me just do this real quick, and let me do a transform and reset this. Okay, so let's move the input to S-Video. Where's that? No. Here. This is the S-Video. So now we're in S-Video territory. Now look how good this looks. Oh, Lord. Here we are. Here we go. Let's see, but this is cleaned up and enhanced S-Video. And just to show you what composite video looks like, I have a composite video cable, I think. Right? Oh, I sure do, right here. And this is an official Nintendo composite video cable. Oh, yeah! All right, let's pull this out very carefully. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's plug that in. Now, this is going to be composite video. Input. Let's move this to composite. Okay, let me pull that out because it's pulling the chroma down. It's pulling Luma only. Okay, there is. Now the Edge-Enhancer corrects a lot of problems with S-Video and Composite 2, both from a sharpening standpoint, from a noise standpoint, and from actual color encoding. It does a lot, but this is composite video. No smear, no blur. Boom! I don't know how to do enhanced S-Video. I mean, I've never done it before. Pretty sure the firmware on my RetroTink prototype over here is way too old for that. Because I'm still running an old prototype. Oh, let's see if I can do it. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah! I got my one chip recently recapped and bypassed. Good deal. But this is composite. Is a recap for SNES generally a requisite at this point? Absolutely. I'll tell you what, why don't we do this? Here's what we'll do. I'll grab a stock SNES, I'll grab a stock launch model right here. And what we'll do is, never mind comparing RGB and RGB. Why don't we compare composite video, just composite video, between a stock SNES and an SNES with an with an Edge-Enhancer. I think that alone would be quite telling. So here is a bone stock. Whoops, let me borrow my dongle. Yeah, here's a bone stock SNES, and we'll load up Super Mario World. Now this is a bone stock, and we'll take a screen capture. Okay, bone stock, same cable, same video processor. We'll load up stage 1 here. I'll let him come close. Right there. I'm going to take a picture. Okay, and I'm going to add a source. And I'm going to add an image. Now, make sure I don't show you the pictures of my wiener. That would not be too good. Okay, SNES before. Okay, so here we go. Perfect. Let's transform this and fit this to screen. Okay, so here is right there. Okay, now let's grab our Edge-Enhanced SNES that we just did. Because this is important. This demonstrates that it's just not smoke and mirrors and we're just applying some generic sharpening filter. In hardware, we are going to now load in Super Mario. Oops. Perfect. I'm going to load this in. Okay, now let's grab there. Stand. Oh, okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. Let's save a source screenshot. Let's add it. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to compare these side by side. Okay, so here it is. and we're gonna fit this to the screen, okay? Whoops. Transform. Let me just fit this to screen. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let's do this. I think that's right. No, these are the same. It's the same damn picture. Whoops. My bad. Let me fix that real quick. Okay, did I do it? Oh, whoops. Okay. Edge enhanced. Not edge enhanced. Edge enhanced. Not edge enhanced. Look at, oh, here, let me grab this one more time. Okay. That should do that. Hold on. This should be a lot better. Yeah. Okay. Why is it doing that? Hold on, guys. Let me try to fix this. Because what I'm trying to do, try this one more mother effing time. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so maybe this will work. Okay, that should be the wiener. Okay. Fit to screen. I don't know why it's doing that. It's being a POS. Anyhow, we'll just compare it this way. So this is the image that you see here is the, can I grab this thing? It'd be nice if I could. Yeah, there we go. Trying to fix this. Okay. This is the composite video after Edge-Enhancer. And this is before. If you look at the coin, so if you look at the red X's, or if you look at the X's there in the top, like next to Mario's life counter or the coins, notice all the chroma artifacting and notice all of the dot crawl. Also, the video is not driven. To its full amplitude. So notice that not only is it much sharper, but things like the clouds are kind of gray in the before, but when we switch over to the after, the clouds are nice and white. And if you look at the checkerboarding right here, the dithering pattern in the dithering pattern here in the before. Let's zoom that in. It's just a big blurring mess, right? Now, if we come over here to our video feed, now it's still composite. Keep that in mind. It's all composite. But look carefully. See how the white spots in the mountain are gray and they're not white because the video doesn't quite get up as high as it's supposed to. Now it's there's temporal distortion because this is a live feed. So if you see a little bit of flickering, that's perfectly fine. That's normal. But the non-edge enhanced video for composite, let me grab it. Let me grab Mario here. It's pretty close. Let's see if that's it. I mean, Mario looks pretty busted. So yeah, there's a significant, there's an actual pretty significant difference between composite video, edge enhanced and unedge enhanced, and the difference is far more profound with S video. So it's a stark contrast. Like if we look at this bush right here, let me zoom in on this bad boy. You see the blue item holder here? You see the blue item holder? Look to you see the black outline to the right between, between where it says time and the black. See how the black trails off? Let's move this into position. It looks phenomenal on a CRT, and it's definitely noticeable. Now, look at the blue outline here that holds our item. Look at the black outline that makes it up, and look to the right of it. Notice the difference. Notice when we look at this, see how that outline kind of trails off here, and the black outline bleeds off to the right? Well, if we look at the edge enhanced, it doesn't do that. Lines are very well defined, and nothing's being over sharpened and nothing's being oversampled. But this is just composite video, and it's pretty substantial. And if you look at things like, if you look at the X right here, the rainbowy X, it's supposed to be white, but there's a lot of chroma artifacting next to our red star. Well, if you compare those two things too, notice that our X here doesn't have near the chroma artifacting that our pre-edge enhanced video output does. The X is very much so artifacting the color uphill, and notice that we get much better composite. In other words, we're getting much better chroma performance out of the edge enhanced SNES. It's a significant upgrade in just that alone. I mean, even if you look at the 5 is rainbowing pretty heavily, but if we look at the edge enhanced composite, it's much cleaner. It's much cleaner. So tremendous gains are to be made, not just in RGB, but if you drive composite video into a CRT or S video into a CRT especially, oh my gosh, like it's huge. Does that answer questions about, is that a good representation of composite before and after the edge enhancer? Does that make sense? Even the Mario text. I mean, that's there. That should be in frame pretty good. RF purists, RF is modulated composite video, so I would imagine that there would be some benefits there too. But, I mean, there you go. I can do S. If you guys want to look at S video, we can easily compare S video. That's no issue. We can compare S video. Oh, thanks so much, Insurrection. Oh, good man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks so much for the support, man. Really appreciate that. Great guy. Great. The best Wii HDMI kits. Insurrection. It's not Insurrection Industries, but Insurrection Industries, best S-Video cables, and best, definitely one of the better RGB cables here in real time. What am I looking for? What am I getting? Yeah, Insurrection Industries makes a fantastic RGB cable, and very, very good value, very affordable. I'm looking for something, guys. What were we going to do? Oh, that's right. We were going to do a before and after S-Video test. Okay, so let me just get that queued up here. Yeah! And their Carby is excellent. I hope that they come. Did the Carby come back? Did they come back with it? Did they do another run? Excellent GameCube HDMI GC video product for sure. Fantastic. Okay, so let's do, oh man. Okay. Let's see. Let's get rid of all this junk. Sorry guys, let's pull this out and pull this out. Okay. Okay, now we're back to S-Video. Let's grab profiles. Let's go to S-Video. Now, this is a stock SNES. We'll grab an S-Video shot. We'll grab the same shot. There. I think I got it. Let's see if I got that. Let me come up here. Let me see if I was able to grab... Okay, let's see if this works. Let me go to image. And this is the SNES. I'm just grabbing the shot. Yeah! This is the SNES before... I think that's it. Let's pull this out. Fit to screen. Okay. There's S-Video on a stock SNES. Let's now grab... Yeah! Our Edge-Enhanced SNES. Because that is a question that is frequently asked. Is there a compelling or meaningful difference with S-Video or composite video, or is RGB the only thing that benefits? And this is designed so that, yes, there is a compelling, appreciable difference. Now, here is the Edge-Enhanced S-Video output. Let's store a screenshot here. Okay, let them fall down here. Boom. Right there. Okay. Let's grab this. And let's do a save source screenshot. Great. So, okay. Let's make him come in a little closer. Nope, not that close. Let's try that again. I'm trying to match it up. That's pretty close. Okay, so let me see if I can grab this And let me do a save a source screenshot here. All right, so that is before. Let's go to image. Okay, let's pull in this. I think this will do it. And I will do a transform on this. No, grab here. And fit this to screen. I think this will do. Okay, here we go. Let me cut this off. Well, I'm trying to fix this. Hold on, guys. Let me work on this a little bit here. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm just cleaning up these borders here so we can... Okay, so that... Okay, here we go. That's before. That's after. Before. After. I can let me expand these out. Let's pull Mario in a little bit here. Here's the before shot. Let me just pull in Mario. That's pretty good. Okay. Now let me grab the after shot. God, I hate that about Discord. Is so stupid sometimes. All right, let's pull that in. That's pretty good. Let's pull that. That's pretty good. Let's line them up. Oh, about like that. Okay. Before and after. Now these are both, obviously these are both S-video. But, you know, there's a, again, pretty big difference. Even for S-video, even for composite video. You know, pretty good, pretty substantial. We have a much cleaner output. We have the amplitude is much nicer. The video is being clamped properly to 0 volts and I guess, let's see, 255 on this would be 7.5 IRE. It's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty sexy, I have to say. And we don't have the blur. We don't have the blur. Now, if you look at the dithering, like obviously in the Blue Mountains and in the white cloud there that's going across, it's very obvious, right? Like it's a pretty stark contrast. I can blow this up a little more. We can grab this. Okay, there's Mario and his little friend there, little Billy Johnson. Why does it do that? Okay, grab him, turn him on. Just trying to line it up here a little bit. That's pretty good. I don't think I could have lined that up any better. So that's that. Anyhow, that's S-Video. That's composite video. I hope this helps. If you have a television, it's interesting. Even with S-Video, the dither pattern in the mountains, you're still getting the dithering almost works with the unmodded system, but when you move over to the edge-enhanced S-Video, I mean it's almost comparable to RGB. It's quite a difference. So I'm telling you, if you have a CRT, even if you have like a 500 or 600 line count consumer grade television, there are significant benefits to modifying your 2-chip SNES with this. I think so, certainly. So that's it. Does that help? Does that illustrate the differences and the upgrade potential in composite video and S-Video? Oh yeah. I don't know how well this comes across over the compression of YouTube and Twitch, but I hope you guys can see this. Since we blew it up. But that's it. That's really it. Does it come through over the compression, or is it hard to tell over YouTube and Twitch? I guess I could watch it back and see. I'm not sure myself personally. The color doesn't look great on the unmodified. Yeah. Unfortunately, the video doesn't have the chance to really get up all the way. Super obvious on YouTube. Good. Yeah. Unfortunately, the way the video is driven, it doesn't really hit peak Luma like it's supposed to. So that's one thing. And these aren't using, again, this is just S-Video. There is no profile on the RetroTink 4K. It's using the same profile, so to speak. But, there's a lot of, good to see you, Burnout. Good to see you. There's a lot of utility in doing the Edge-Enhancer, even if you're not using RGB. Certainly, big time. But the artists intended you to use composite. That's true, and that's a totally fair thing to say, no doubt. But you know what? Since we're here, let's just compare composite video on the Edge-Enhanced SNES. Let's compare that to S-Video on the unmodified system, just for fun. So we're going to move this over to composite. That should kick in here. I think so. All right. So this is composite on the Edge-Enhanced SNES. Oh no, welcome to Dinosaur Land. This should be an interesting comparison. Okay. Now let's grab, well, let's let him get over here. That's good. That's close enough for me. We'll grab this. We will grab a frame. So we will save a source screenshot. Now what we should be able to do is turn this on and then turn this on. Now this is S-Video right now, but we're going to change this to composite. Now we are, okay, so we have, okay, that's incredible, honestly. So clearly the S-Video is a little sharper, but I'm not so sure that the S-Video looks better. So this is what we're looking at now. The darker image is S-Video on the unmodded SNES. This is composite video on the Edge-Enhanced SNES. I don't know if that comes across on stream with compressed Twitch and YouTube video, but yeah, there's some dark crawl. There's definitely some chroma artifacting, but that's impressive. I think that's pretty good for composite video. That's pretty crazy. That's kind of wild. I mean, yeah. Holy shit. Never really done that before. I've never really looked into that comparison, but yeah, that's funny. That's pretty good. But if we take these and if we just, well, let's do this. Let's do this. So let's make these normal size, right? Because we're really scrutinizing this by jumping in here and getting crazy. Hold on. Well, let's do this. Let's reset this. Yep. And then we'll grab it and we'll fit it to the screen. And we'll grab that and we'll fit that to the screen. Why is it doing that? I hate that. All right, let's see. Did that grab it there? Yep. Okay, so that's on there. Let's grab that. There we go. Okay, so the darker is S-Video. This is S-Video. And that's composite video. Interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting how, God, it's just interesting how shitty the SNES's default video output is. It's incredible. Okay, I think we've seen enough of that. Lord. You know, the jump from composite to S-Video should be quite profound. But the jump between composite video and S-Video, so the jump between Edge-Enhanced composite video and just stock Super Nintendo S-Video is so negligible. Well, I won't say that it's negligible. I mean, there are certainly some, chroma improvements, but it's not the stark contrast that you would typically expect. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way. I would much rather have the Edge-Enhanced composite video over the default, 2-chip SNES S-Video for sure. That's insanity. And by the time you drive this into, if you were to drive this into a CRT, oh yeah, I think that it would lend itself better to the Edge-Enhanced composite video, for sure. Looks good, plays good. Okay, so what have we learned? What have we learned here? Edge Enhancers will be back in stock hopefully within the next week. I've got to get through this backlog. I've got several systems left to do. People have been waiting, have been very patient and very kind. I think everything's here. It's just a matter of having the time to put everything together. And I will have that time once we get all of these out the door. I had a good time tonight. I hope that you guys had a good time tonight. And I hope that everybody here learned something. I hope that there was some learning and that there was some fun. And that you guys walked away, and girls, walked away with a better understanding of the Super Nintendo. And how the video output can just be, ugh. Yep, you're gonna stock some of those. I'll have you some available soon, my man. It's going to be a good time. So, thank you, everyone. I had so much fun. I now have to go eat something and take me a hot bubble bath and prank call Bob Neal of Retro RGB. It is cool to be edgy. That is true. It is cool to be edgy. Guys, thanks so much. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging out. And we had a great time. Until we meet again, shalom, my brothers and sisters.